Imagine gazing at a nearly 5,000-year-old monument, its stoic face gazing across the desert sands, weathered but undefeated by time. It stands as a silent sentinel of ancient Egypt, whispering secrets we may never fully understand. Yes, I'm talking about the Great Sphinx of Giza, one of the most iconic and mysterious structures ever built by human hands. But what if I told you that everything you thought you knew about the Sphinx, its origin, its purpose, even its face, might be wrong? Buckle your seatbelt, because today we're unraveling the enigmatic Sphinx like never before. Let's set the scene. The Sphinx sits to the east of the Great Pyramid of Giza, framed by the vast Egyptian sky and surrounded by shifting sands. It's enormous, 240 feet long and 66 feet tall, essentially the size of a city block. Carved from a single slab of limestone, it's both revered and baffling. While many people believe it was constructed during the reign of Pharaoh Khafre around 2500 BCE, the deeper we dig, the more questions arise. Questions that challenge this traditional narrative. For starters, let's talk about its face. Scholars largely agree that the face of the Sphinx was meant to resemble Pharaoh Khafre. But here's the twist. Some researchers point out discrepancies in the facial structure. Forensic experts and art historians have compared the features of the Sphinx to known statues of Khafre. Guess what? The resemblance is hardly identical. Could it be that the iconic visage doesn't belong to Khafre at all, but to someone else entirely? Or even to no one? Then there's the erosion. The body of the Sphinx shows signs of water erosion, which is puzzling considering the Giza Plateau hasn't seen significant rainfall for thousands of years. Dr. Robert Schoch, a geologist, suggests this type of weathering indicates the Sphinx might actually be much older than traditionally believed, perhaps older than the pyramids themselves. If he's right, that means the statue could date back to a mysterious pre-dynastic era, a civilization lost to time before the pharaohs as we know them. Think about it. A colossal monument so ancient, it would rewrite the history books. But it doesn't end there. Beneath the Sphinx, there are rumors of labyrinths and hidden chambers. A series of 20th century expeditions, some funded by Egyptologists, others by alternative historians, used ground-penetrating radar to scan the landscape. The results? Evidence of cavities and tunnels beneath the Sphinx. Could these hold long-lost treasures, or the records of a forgotten civilization? While mainstream scholars dismiss these discoveries as natural formations, there's a swell of speculation pointing to something far more tantalizing. Imagine uncovering an ancient archive that predates the Egyptians themselves. And speaking of treasures, let's dive into ancient texts. Egyptian mythology speaks of the Zep Tepi, loosely translated as the first time, an era ruled by godlike beings who gave humans advanced knowledge. Some alternative theorists suggest the Sphinx could be a remnant of this lost epoch, a marker from a time so distant it has faded almost entirely from memory or any known records. Does this resonate eerily close to Atlantis? Perhaps. But what about its purpose? Traditionally, scholars suggest the Sphinx served as a guardian to the Giza Plateau, a protective figure warding off invaders or bad omens. Yet others propose spiritual or astronomical functions. Here's where it gets even more fascinating. The Sphinx aligns almost perfectly with the constellation Leo during specific eras, linking its lion-bodied form to the stars themselves. Could it be a celestial clock or a guide to the heavens crafted by ancient stonemasons? Or possibly its purpose was to serve as a divine bridge between gods, humans, and the cosmos. Beyond the science and theories, we cannot ignore the enduring aura of mystique. The French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte allegedly commanded surveys of the Sphinx during his Egyptian campaign. His men reportedly found hieroglyphs and mysterious markings that vanished shortly after being documented. And oh, the tale about Napoleon's men shooting off the Sphinx's nose? Historians say not so fast. Sketches from 16th century travelers show the nose was missing centuries earlier. Then what happened to it? Could it be an intentional act of defacement by a rival kingdom, or perhaps an ancient ritual to sever a connection to the divine? Let's also consider how ancient artists and scribes depicted the Sphinx. Egyptian art rarely showed such hybrid beings outside of religious contexts. Did the Sphinx have more than just religious significance? Some fringe historians speculate it could have been a monument not to a pharaoh, but to Earth's ancient protectors, figures or entities revered across multiple ancient cultures. Think of it as a puzzle piece in a global mosaic of unknowable connections. Here's something to ponder. The Sphinx doesn't stand in isolation. It shares the Giza Plateau with the Great Pyramids, a collective marvel of design and engineering. The alignment of these structures points to uncanny celestial precision, with some suggesting they model the stars of Orion's belt. Could the Sphinx be the missing key to understanding this star map? Was it meant as a sort of cosmic gateway? But beyond star maps and erosion theories, the Sphinx resonates for another reason. It embodies the human drive to know. Who built it? Why was it built? What secrets, buried under sands or lost to erosion, does it hold? In a way, the Sphinx is less about definitive answers and more about enduring questions. It reminds us that history is often a moving target, more nuanced and complex than we're ever taught in school. What say you? Does the Sphinx guard treasures beyond gold, like secrets of human origins, ancient technologies, or long-lost philosophies that could reshape our world today? As we inch closer to the modern era, new technologies are shedding sunlight on old mysteries. Satellite imagery, more advanced sonar, and machine learning could soon uncover what lies deep beneath the limestone frame, or possibly even offer insights into who first sculpted it. But one thing remains clear. For every discovery, millions of questions remain unanswered. That's the spell it casts. The Sphinx gives us just enough to dream, but not enough to solve entirely. Imagine standing before this monolith. Its chipped features, its worn carvings, and yet its undying power to mystify humankind. What other ancient structures might have similar untold histories? Could there be another Sphinx across the sands, forgotten by time, just waiting for us to uncover it? Or perhaps the key lies hidden in plain sight, obscured by centuries of dust and eroded stone. So tell me, what do you think? Is the Great Sphinx simply an elaborate tribute to a pharaoh's reign? Or does it serve a grander purpose? To remind us that history is a labyrinth of the known and unknown, and what secrets might still be unearthed from beneath the desert sands. The closer we think we are to solving its riddles, the more it changes the questions we ask. If this exploration stirred your imagination, hit that like button and share this video with history buffs and mystery enthusiasts in your circle. Don't forget to subscribe for more riveting journeys through time and the untold stories that continue to shape our world. Until next time, stay curious and remember, history doesn't just teach us about the past, it challenges us to think about the future.